What is up? What is up? If you can see and hear me, let me know in the chat box. If you can see and hear me, let me know in the chat box as you come in. I want to make sure that I'm good. Let me bring my microphone closer a little bit. What is up, hustle babes? If you can see and hear me, let me know in the chat box where you're signing in from. 298-800. Hey, Althea, you can see and hear me. Thank you. I was getting concerned. Okay. Hey. So as you come in, if you can see and hear me, let me know where you're signing in from. What's your city? What's your state? If you're out of the United States, what country are you signing in from? Where are you logging on from right now? Hey, Alice. Alice is checking in from Central Texas. Hey, Ava. Hey. Maracay, Australia. Okay. Jocelyn, you're my neighbor. Hey, I'm in Atlanta too, kind of, sort of. Ava's from Gainesville. Oh, do you go to UF? Do you go to UF? Let me see. Do you go to UF, Ava? Who else is in here? As you come in, I want to make sure that you can see and hear me. Hey, Sanjana. We actually just talked about you this weekend, me and Andy. So excited to see you in here. Hey, Antoinette. Oh, okay. How was your weekend? How was your Monday? So I always like to check in to see how y'all are doing. It's been a full week since the last time we spoke. So how was your weekend? How was your Monday? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. How was your weekend? How was your Monday? Tonight is going to be good. We're getting into some juicy things. This is something that I feel like, this is a topic, I should say, that I feel like a lot of us are dealing with. And so I'm excited to talk about it. I know that I put it up kind of late tonight, so I'm hoping that, I didn't catch y'all off guard. But even if y'all don't see me post what the episode is going to be about, best believe that I am going to be on live at 8 o'clock on Monday, unless it's a holiday or unless you see me post on the community tab that I am elsewhere, if I'm traveling or anything like that. Even the times when I'm traveling, I have a plan for that. So make sure that y'all check in every Monday at 8 p.m. for Hustle Talks, okay? Because I don't want y'all to miss anything, because these episodes technically build on each other. And I want y'all to be able to get all of the gems, be able to hear all of the insight, all the things. Sanjana, I am good. I am amazing. Asia said, it's been productive. Celeste said, or is it Celeste? Celeste probably. Celeste said, I had a great weekend. I sold out my very first pop-up shop. I know that's right. I love going to pop-up shops. That was like one of my favorite things to do when I had my shoe boutique. And it's one of my favorite things to do with Andy because he still has physical products. I absolutely love doing pop-up shops. Althea said my weekend was fun and my Monday's going good. Ava said this caught me off guard, but I was actually able to make it this time. Yes, Ava, every Monday at 8 p.m., okay? It might be 8:05, but we're going to be on live, all right? And so for me, my Monday was really busy. It's still going. It's not done at all. After this live, I still have to go and send some emails to some clients. I also have some emails to send out to my ULC students from round 1. I have some emails to send out for my membership club. I got some things to do. I have cleaners coming in the morning at 8 a.m. and I got to prep some things for them. I got a lot going on. But this Monday, I woke up at 8 o'clock. No, I lied. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. I had an appointment at 8 a.m., a dentist appointment. And then after that, I had to go check on a dress that I'm getting altered for a wedding this week. And then I had to go up north, like 50 minutes north, to meet with one of my VIP clients for a VIP day. Then after that, I had a call with Google. So I have a YouTube partner manager. And so on my way home, I had to take that call in the car. Atlanta traffic is crazy. There's always something going on the highway, which is one of the things I absolutely hate about living in Atlanta. And so on my way back, I had to sit through traffic. I was on the highway for, I want to say like an hour and 15 minutes when it should have took me 35 minutes to get home. Got home, did a little bit of work, but I was so exhausted. I had to take a mini nap for me to be able to actually show up tonight, because if I didn't, I was going to be so groggy. And I'm happy that I took that power nap. I honestly was debating in my head postponing this. And I said, no, Chanel, we're not postponing this. We have to stay consistent. We have to show up on Mondays at 8 p.m. no matter what, because we are working on consistency. Okay? The key to success is consistency. And that is something that I always teeter-totter with. So I talked myself out of not showing up tonight. And I said, I got to stick it through. Tired or not, we're going to stick it through, and we are going to come. We are going to show up. We're going to do this episode, because there have been times where I didn't want to do something. And when I actually did the thing, I ended up seeing remarkable results. A good example of this is there's a Shopify video on my channel, which a lot of people find me from. I think it has probably 600,000 views at this point. It's a 2-part video, actually. And the day that I wanted to, or that I scheduled to record that video, I wasn't feeling it. So much had happened. I was tired. I didn't have my makeup done. I wasn't living in my home yet. We had to move out of our apartment because they had a fire. So we had to move out of our apartment early. We were staying with friends because our house wasn't done on time. It was a whole thing. And I did not want to record this video whatsoever. I had already recorded the intro for it weeks ago, though. And the person's house that I was staying at, they didn't have the best setup. They didn't have the best lighting. They didn't have much of anything. But I said, you know what? I told myself that I was going to sit here and record this Shopify tutorial. So I literally sat at our friend George and Cliff's house at their dinner table, pretty much in the dark, with my laptop, and I screen recorded how to build a website. I screen recorded how to make website banners. I screen recorded how to make collection images, how to do the whole 9. And I put it together with the intro that I had recorded a few weeks earlier at my sister's house. I put those two together, and that made the 2 videos that are the highest ranking videos on my channel. Those 2 videos alone have brought in over 1 million views to my YouTube channel. Those 2 Shopify videos alone have brought in over $100,000 in YouTube revenue. So just imagine if I would have given up and I wouldn't have pushed through the fact that I didn't want to show up. Imagine if I would have just been like, okay, I'm just not going to do this. Or imagine if I would have said, okay, I'm just going to do this sometime down the line once we move into the house. It may not have hit the same way that it would have hit the day that I did it, right? So I'm happy that the times when I do push through, I see remarkable results. If I hadn't pushed through those days when I made those Shopify videos, I would have been able to impact over 1 million people. There are so many people who have watched that video and have created Shopify websites from it. Not only that, but that video has brought me so many opportunities when it comes to other brand partnerships. Not only that, but like I said, that video has brought so many people into my community, revenue into my business. So I am just thankful for the times where I decided to show up and push through, even when I didn't want to. And I know that's not the topic that we are talking about tonight, but y'all know when it comes to these hustle talks, I go wherever my mind flows sometimes. I do try to stay on topic, but honestly, because of the setup of it all, it's not meant to be your regular sit down and I'm preaching at you or teaching you how to do something type of video. It's meant to really be me working through thoughts, you being able to sit back and listen to the raw insights from an entrepreneur who's been doing this for a little while, and also just to talk about some things that people tend to just skip over, right? So I love the fact that I came up with the idea of Hustle Talks, because it's really a space where I can share raw insights about entrepreneurship, mindset, life, juggling business, all the things. And as always, with anything that I do, it is always infused with gems. So I absolutely love it. If this is your first time catching Hustle Talks live, put a 1 in the chat. If this is your first time catching a live recording, a live episode of Hustle Talks, put a 1 in the chat. And if you are an oldie goldie, this is not your first time, this is not your first rodeo, put a 2 in the chat. And I just remembered to send something. Put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time. Put a 2 in the chat if this isn't your first time. Let me know. Let me know. And also, if you've ever experienced what I just said, so if you've ever experienced a time where you didn't want to do something and you showed up and you did it anyway and you saw results from it, let me know. Let me know in the chat box. I want to see if anybody else understands what I'm saying. Aaliyah said 1. Welcome, Aaliyah. Welcome. Althea, I know you've been here before. Welcome back. Antoinette said, yes, showing up sounds so basic, but it's where many fall short, including myself. Yes, Antoinette, showing up is such a key. And it's kind of like taboo in a way, because every time you ask someone what's the key to success, 9 times out of 10, in whatever response they give you, they're going to mention consistency. But that is so true. It is so true. And it sounds, like I said, it sounds cliche. It sounds taboo at first. But when you're actually in the mix, when you're actually doing the thing, you realize how much consistency actually helps. Ava said 1. Sanjana said true. The Quiet Storm says, I'm not sure how to successfully juggle school and a business. Do you have clients that are students? Yes. I have clients that are students, and I have clients that are nursing students as well. And I have clients that juggle like full jobs. I have one of my VIP clients right now is actually a full-time teacher. And so it's a mix of both. But let me see what else y'all are saying in the chat. I see some 2s. Welcome back. The Found Empress. Hey, DJ. Ava said, yes, going to a pop-up event. Antoinette said, was last week's live Hustle Talks. Last week, Monday, yes, we did do Hustle Talks. Is that what you're talking about? Last week, Monday, we did Hustle Talks. The live that I did randomly in the week, that's not Hustle Talks. I actually need to take that down. So thank you for saying that, because I need to take that down. But I did a live where, and this is just a little sidetrack while I send this reminder out really quick, but I did a live in the middle of the week sometime last week where I was at one of my sisters in business. She owns a content creation event space in Atlanta. So I went to check it out. And while I was there, I actually started working and doing some things, executing some tasks for my business. And I decided to go live and show what I was doing. And so if that's what you're talking about, that wasn't Hustle Talks. Hustle Talks happen on Mondays at 8 p.m. all the time. They happen on Mondays at 8 p.m. And y'all, just bear with me. I completely forgot to send my email list an alert that I was going live right now. So that's what I'm doing. It's all right. We're gonna push through this. That nap had me a little off. That nap had me a little off. But we are gonna send this out right now. Let me see what y'all are saying. Your last live did create some fine designs, but fell short of what you're saying about content. I don't know what live you're talking about. With designs, I don't know what you're talking about with that. It's not my first rodeo, but I'm pretty new. Also in Georgia, EOS Club live last week. Oh yes. What was your main takeaway, Sun Singer? What was your main takeaway? What was your main takeaway? And then Antoinette said, the last sale I had, I went live, hate being on camera, didn't want to do it and got more sales. Shout out to you. I know that's right. It could be so daunting to show up, but it really does make a difference. It really does make a difference. All right, y'all. I think we're about ready to hop into it. Hold on, let me make sure the links are linking in my email. Let me make sure the links are linking in my email. And this is good because you get to see me work through stuff right now. I'm not perfect, nowhere near perfect. Completely forgot to send out this alert. Completely forgot to to schedule this alert. Today has been a whirlwind, but we getting it done. All right. It is sending. All right, y'all. So, boom. We're on episode 6 of Hustle Talks. We are on episode 6 of Hustle Talks. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a lot. That is 6 weeks worth of consistency right there, okay? So, pat myself on the back. Soon I'm going to be at 10 episodes. After that, I'm going to be at 25 and then 50, and I'm just going to be so excited about it. But what we're talking about tonight is we're talking all about failed launches, and I want to talk through that topic a little bit. The reason I came up with the idea for this topic tonight is because over the weekend, I had a breakdown, like a huge meltdown. I had been doing really good with my positive mindset lately. I woke up on Saturday, I was super cheery, and then it was like something just hit me. And I started to think about all of the things that I still needed to get done for the remaining 6 months of the year. So if you've been here for a while, if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you know that I am a hustler at heart. I have the mindset to win. I bounce back all of the time. If you've been with me for a while, you also would have noticed that last year I got married in April. After that, I kind of went ghost a little bit, and I did a video where I explained going through like wedding blues, all the things, going through changes with my business, my team, all of those things. And I really told myself that 2023 was going to be my year to win. However, when 2023 started, I felt a little off. Like my equilibrium was a little bit off. And I felt as though I was being pulled more on the personal side than on the business side. And it was just so much being demanded from me. And I didn't have a balance between work and business, business and life, none of the things. What makes it worse is that I made this comeback plan. I even posted this piece of content on Instagram. I think it was the end of April or the very beginning of May, where I had said all the things that I had been feeling lately. And I also said that, oh, okay, I'm going to show up for my brand in May. Woo, woo, woo. I'm committed, all the things. What I didn't know is that a wrench was going to be thrown into my plans, and I was actually going to get really, really sick in May, and that took me out for the whole of May. Not only did it take me out for the whole of May, but I ended up having to shift my plans, either postponing things, canceling things, moving things, not doing things. It was just a whole lot. And so now that I am 100% again, and I'm getting like in the groove, and I'm executing these things that we set out to execute since the top of the year, I was like, whoa, like half of the year passed by already. And let me know if you feel like this too. I felt like half of the year passed by already, and there was so much left to do for me to accomplish my goals. There's so much left for me to do for me to feel like I am moving the needle forward in my business and in my life. And that rush of, I don't know if it's guilt, I don't know if it was sadness, overwhelm, a mix of all the things. All of that hit me at once on Saturday, and I just got in the mood. And while I'm in this mood, I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I'm praying, I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I then grab my laptop, I grab 2 bags, my dry erase markers, my notebook. I grab all the things, and I like storm downstairs, grab Andy's keys. I'm going to his Jeep.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Excuse me, Alexa. Going to his Jeep, and he's cleaning the garage at this point. So he has both of our cars parked outside the garage. He had just took my car for a spin, and 9 times out of 10, I'm not driving my car anyway, so I was cool with that. But his car was still parked there. And so he had just came back, he was cleaning the garage, and I'm over here like storming out. packing the car, packing his Jeep, and he's looking at me like, girl, where are you going? So then he starts to question me about where I'm going, why I'm acting so weird, all the things. And if you're anything like me, when somebody asks you what's wrong, it makes me actually cry. If you don't ask me what's wrong at all, I'm okay. I could be sad, I could be mad, and I could hold it in. I can have a poker face and you won't know until you ask me what's wrong. I don't want to say absolutely hate, because I don't hate it because people are concerned. But if I'm trying not to cry or I'm trying not to explode, don't ask me what's wrong. If you're like that too, let me know in the comments. Like, don't ask me what's wrong, because when you ask me what's wrong, I'm going to cry. So he asked me what's wrong. And little did my poor husband know that I was about to unleash a whole whirlwind on him. Okay. The thing is, I had thought about calling my mom, and I was like, oh, she's probably at work because she has a little weekend gig and I don't want to burden her. And then I was like, okay, let me think about my business besties that I can vent to right now. But I didn't expect anyone to drop what they're doing and come meet me for dinner. And I honestly didn't even feel like getting dressed and going for dinner in that very moment. So yes, I reached out to some business besties and scheduled dinners for the upcoming week and things like that. But in that moment, I was still dealing with so much frustration and so much overwhelm. So when Andy kept questioning me and asking me what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong, I exploded. I'm crying on his shoulder, or on his chest, I should say. I'm crying because I can't reach his shoulder. I'm not that tall. But I'm crying on his chest. And I then just start listing out all the things that I still have to do, all the things that I have to get done for my brand, all the things that I have to get done for my business, all the things that I have to get done for my clients, all the things that I have to get done for my family, my friends, all the things. I'm listing stuff out. I'm just pew, pew, pew. It's like fireworks. It's just coming out. I'm talking for 15 minutes nonstop and crying in the middle of all of this. And he's like, okay. Well, you're not going anywhere. You're not about to drive off with all that stuff. Instead, you're going to wait on me to finish cleaning the garage. You're going to sit right here. And then once I'm done, we're going to take our dry erase boards, all the things. We're going to go to a restaurant or a workspace, and we are going to make an action plan for you for the rest of the year. Even if it bleeds into Q1 of next year, we are going to make a full action plan. So I'm like, okay, I agree. What he didn't know was that him saying that we were going to work on this action plan, what he thought probably would have been like a 2-hour conversation of us just getting things organized and getting things together. We ended up having a business meeting that lasted until 3 a.m. in the morning. We are at this sports bar restaurant that has like a lawn area, and we're outside on the lawn until 3 a.m. mapping out the next steps, mapping out everything that I have to do, and putting timelines and deadlines in order to it all. And so I know you're probably like, okay, what does this have to do with failed launches? This is what it has to do with it, right? So as I am mapping out my action plan, and after Andy's talking to me and saying, okay, this is what we're going to do, you got it, you got this, I then started to remember my affirmations. There are these 2 specific affirmations that I was saying every single day to myself that I had threw out the window in that moment. And I brought myself back to reality and started saying those affirmations. The first affirmation was that I believe in my ability to figure it out. This was an affirmation, or this is an affirmation, I should say, that I get from Donnie Wiggins, right? But what I did was I took her affirmation of I believe in my ability to figure it out, and I one-upped it. Now my affirmation looks like I believe in my ability to efficiently execute even when it's overwhelming, even when it's confusing, even when it's tedious. And I say that over and over, and I put whatever the word is, depending on how I feel, whether it's overwhelm, whether it's confusion, whether it's the fact that it's just so much to do, I put whatever the word is at the end of that affirmation, and I repeat it to myself over and over and over again. So that way I can switch my mind. For some reason, saying that allows me to actually push through and create action plans more clear. But as I was saying that, and I'm thinking, I believe in my ability to figure it out, I believe in my ability to efficiently execute, I began to reflect on all the times where I felt overwhelmed, or all the times where I tried something and I failed, but I didn't die. And I thought about all the times that I pushed through and the fact that it got me to where I am right now. And if you want to know what my brain is like, my brain will connect 3 + 1 and it will give you 7 somehow. And so for me, I'm like, oh my goodness. I remember when I launched a particular business and it was a failure. It didn't kill me, but guess what? I believed in my ability to figure it out then. I also believed in my ability to efficiently execute. And versus me giving up when I had that failed launch, I then believed in my ability to figure out what the actual launch strategy plan should look like so that I could efficiently execute what the following business launch would look like. And then the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that, which is why I'm where I'm at today. So I never shared this story at all. I realized I had never shared the story of my failed launches ever. And I said, you know what? I'm going to come on here. I'm going to come on Hustle Talks and I'm going to talk about it. But I got to know something first. I got to know that I could trust you. Okay. So if I can trust you to share this story, like you're not going to judge me, I can share this story with you and you're not going to judge me, put I got you in the chat. If you're like, I don't know, girl, it depends on what you say, I might judge you a little bit, put I don't know in the chat. So if I can trust you to share this story with no judgment, put I got you. And if you're like, I don't know, it depends, put I don't know in the chat. I want to see who actually got me for real. And it's okay if you don't, but just put it in the chat. So do you got me or you don't know? Let me see. Hey, Nicole. Vanessa said, I believe in my ability to efficiently execute, even when it's overwhelming. Yes, ma'am. All right, I got you. Loving this so much. I got you. Okay, I see a lot of I got yous in the chat. Hey, Shelly. I haven't seen you in a while, girl. How are you? We are all human. I got you. Lauren said, I got you, Pooh. Okay. I'm going to trust y'all and I'm going to share my story. Okay. It's a little bit embarrassing being where I'm at right now, but I'm going to share my story. And I actually think I might have some visuals for y'all. So I am excited about this. Okay. So let's get into it then. My first failed launch ever, you won't believe it, but my first failed launch ever was actually a hair company. It was called Vanity Hair Affair. And if you ask me why I decided to sell hair, I have absolutely no idea because I don't even have the patience to do hair, let alone know much about hair to begin with. I think at the time, because this was many years ago, I think this was like this is many years ago, maybe 2016, 2017, something like that. And this was around the time where everybody started to sell hair. It was where all the vendors started popping up and it was easy for you to grab bundles and just flip them and sell them. So I think maybe that's what it was. So I decided that I wanted to sell hair and I made up this cute little name called Vanity Hair Affair. If you ask me what the meaning is, I absolutely do not know. But I decided to sell hair because I felt like it was easy. Everyone was doing it. Everyone needed hair. I also needed extra cash at the time. So I was thinking of ways that I can make extra cash. I also knew that I was an entrepreneur at heart and that I didn't believe at the time that I was going to be working for someone for long. So I was trying to figure out what the heck was I going to do for me to be able to get up from underneath the corporate ladder, right? So I put my logo together. It was a hot mess if you ask me. I'm gonna show you. It was a hot mess. But I put my logo together. I came up with the name. In my logo, I have the colors of purple and gold because I think I wanted it to represent loyalty or something like that. Which, I mean, I guess, it was still on point because purple is royalty. But I threw my logo together, I think, back then, I don't know if Canva was a thing. I feel like I threw this together on something else. I don't know what I threw this logo together on, but I'm going to show y'all what the logo looks like because it was a hot behind mess. This was the logo. Okay? A hot mess, if you ask me. A hot mess. Okay? And I made a Facebook page, which I'm embarrassed to show y'all, but I'm going to show y'all. I made a Facebook page. I believe I made an Instagram. I threw this price list together and I picked a date to open up shop. When I look at the date that I picked to open up shop, I really believe that I picked my birthday or somewhere around my birthday. I think it was my birthday month because I'm seeing posts from November of that year on my Facebook page. And that's it. I put a logo together. I threw a price list together, made a Facebook page and Instagram, picked a date, opened up shop. That's all I did to launch this business. How do you think my launch did? Or actually, how do you think my launch did? Do you think it did good, bad, or like, girl, what launch? You didn't really have a launch. Let me know. Good, bad, or do you think I didn't have a launch? Like, do you think I made a little bit of sales? Do you think I made no sales? Let's do that. Do you think I made a little bit of sales or do you think I didn't make any sales at all? I want you to ask yourself that. With me just throwing my logo together that you see on the screen, with me just throwing my price list together, honestly based off of what I saw others charging, but also just doubling or something, whatever the amount was that I was going to buy it from the vendor for. And then I made an Instagram, I made a Facebook, picked a date, opened up shop. What y'all think? I made sales? The Found Empress said, not as good as you wanted, but it made traction. Ava said, maybe some. Wendy said, no. Althea said, not so good. Nicole said, you did okay. Y'all, I didn't make any sales. I don't even think I told friends and family. I'm going to show y'all this, this Facebook page. Like, I have maybe 7 posts, maybe 8. I'm going to show you guys this page. How do I share this again? Because I need to show y'all this. Suzanne said maybe a sale or 2. Not at all. Not at all. Let me show you. This was my Facebook page. My logo. I have like a meme. A holiday giveaway. How can I even have a holiday giveaway when I'm not even open for real? Like, I was just doing anything. Discount off your first purchase. You're welcome. These are stock photos that I took and I put together and I made a video. And I said, we offer top quality hair for an affordable price. Look your best and save your coins. I can't see the rest. And then this was our website. One thing I did have was a domain though. But this email was a no-no. VanityHairAffair@outlook.com was a no-no. Was a no-no. Hold on, let me see. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see this? A hot mess. A hot diggity dog mess. Look at my bundle deals. Oh, it looks like I ended up buying an email. info@vanityhairaffair.com. And I had a phone number. Your girl was on it with that at least, right? And I made my little bundle deals, pricing. Now, how many of you guys did this exact same thing for your launch that failed? You threw together a logo on your own. You came up with some prices. You created some social media pages. You picked a date and you just started. If you're guilty of doing this, put guilty. You just did random things, picked a date, and then you started. Let me know if you're guilty of this in the chat. But that was one, right? I then followed up this launch. And I don't remember. I think the next one was after this, or maybe it was before this. I think that I had this Nellyville boutique, and it was an accessories boutique that I was trying to launch. I don't remember how far I got with it. I remember looking at vendors. I remember putting together a logo. Let me see if I can find it actually, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because we are just ripping the Band-Aid off tonight. Let me see if I find Nellyville Boutique. Or did I just create the logo? I think I just created the logo and it's in my phone. It's in one of my phones. Oh my goodness. You guys, the logo was so horrendous. It was just an NV. I had looked up some shades and I was about to literally do the same thing over again when it came to launching. I feel like I did, or maybe I didn't get to launch. But I honestly feel like Nellyville Boutique might have came before Vanity Hair Affair. But with the boutique, with the accessories boutique, one thing that I did again was, even though I had more passion about the accessories, I still just started just to start it. I did very similar things. Heck, I don't even remember creating content for Nellyville's accessories boutique. Like that is how all over the place it was. And so that launch failed too. So both Nellyville Boutique and Vanity Hair Affair, those launches both failed, made no sales, like zero, zilch, nothing. I don't even think Nellyville's launch was serious. I don't even know. I might have told my mom about both of these businesses. I don't think anyone else knew. As of today, Vanity Hair Affair has like 20 something followers on the Facebook page. That is how my launch went, okay? So for y'all that thought I made some sales, your girl did not make any sales at all. But when I reflect on that, what I realized was that with those two launches, I made the same mistakes. One, I never profit checked my idea. I simply decided to start a particular business because of what I felt like was hot at the moment, or just going off of what I absolutely loved. So the accessories I loved, and I wanted to do that. The hair I didn't love, but I saw that there were other people doing it at the moment and it seemed like it was hot, and that's what I decided to do. I decided to open up shop because of that, right? And that's the first mistake I made. I never profit checked my idea. What profit checking your idea does is it allows you to see if an idea is actually profitable. And I do this through a series of steps. One of them is a problem and solution analysis, but it really helps you check, are there people out there with the problem that you're aiming to solve? And what the heck is the problem or the need that you're aiming to resolve in the first place? If you don't have an answer to that and you're simply just doing something just because you love it, it's more of a hobby than it is a business. Once you can identify a need, or you can identify the actual problem behind something, that is when you start to make money. Because people want to pay for things that solve their problems. People want to pay for things that get them closer to their desired lifestyle. If your said product can get me closer to living my desired lifestyle, I have no problem paying you to give me that product. When you aren't even clear on what that is, and when you haven't even profit checked your business, you have no idea how to position your brand to appeal to people. You don't even know who the heck you're supposed to appeal to. So if you made that mistake as well, if you are just doing something because you love it, or doing something because you feel like it's a good idea because everybody's doing it, or whatever the case may be, I want you to ask yourself, is my business idea actually profitable? And if it can be profitable, what are the steps I can take to profit check my business to make sure that I'm actually solving a problem or providing a resource to a need? The second mistake that I made in those two launches is I had no core purpose. All I wanted to do was make money. I needed money. I decided that I wanted to sell here. I decided that I wanted to sell accessories, and that was it. I needed to make money. That was it. That was literally it. There was no driving force behind anything. There was no greater purpose. There was nothing, right? And one thing about your brand's purpose is that it's deeper than money. Your brand's purpose is that core. There's a three circle. And I'm going to see if I can pull it up for you because I want to show y'all, right? There's something called a purpose wheel. Let me see if I can pull it up on Google and show you guys. But it's something called a purpose wheel. In the middle of that purpose wheel is your why. On the outer is the what and the how. But your why is in the center. Antoinette said, get me together. Cheryl said, tell it and shame the devil. Yes, if y'all are guilty of any of these mistakes, please let me know as I'm going through the mistakes I made, because I am being honest with you guys. So I need you to be honest with me as well. Okay, if I'm going to just rip the Band-Aid off and tell you all these things, let's be for real quick. Like, let's pause. These other strategists and coaches, they're not comfortable enough to tell you where they messed up. I'm comfortable enough and I'm very confident in my brand and where I'm at as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as all of the amazing things that I can tell you where I messed up at. I was naive. That was years ago. Not only that, but I wasn't applying what I went to the University of Florida for. I wasn't applying all of the experience that I had from my internships or from being in corporate America at the current time. So I'm sharing with y'all what I did wrong. So please don't hold back from letting me know in the comment section, the chat box, whatever you want to call it. Do not hold back from letting me know if you're guilty of this. So I had no core purpose. All I wanted to do was make money. And that is not strong enough. That's not a strong enough why to keep your brand going. If you want your brand to have longevity, if you want your brand to be able to impact lives and get them to a desired lifestyle, get them a desired result, you need to make sure that you have a strong core, and that core starts with knowing your purpose. Okay, I'm about to share my screen and I'm going to show y'all this. Or actually, I'm going to drag it on the screen. While you're a Gator, yes, I am. Proud of it. Proud of it. One thing going to that school taught me is how not to take no for an answer. And maybe I need to do a Hustle Talks live on that, because baby, college was a lot of me going back and forth with a lot of high people. But it was an amazing experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world, because that is a part of why I'm where I'm at today, honestly. Anyway, so that's the second mistake that I made. The third mistake that I made was I had no real strategy. Y'all, I had no strategy to get people to my website. I had no strategy to convince these people to buy. What I thought was strategy was me posting on social media saying, bundle deal, shop now. You get 10% off if you join my email list. That's what I thought was me strategizing. That is not a strategy. That is not a strategy at all. So if you think that it's okay to just show up on social media and post, hey y'all, I'm opening up on this day, and that's it. I know that someone is watching this right now, whether it's live or whether you're watching the recorded version of this. You're like, well, I told people about my launch 3 weeks in advance. I told people about my launch 4 weeks in advance. They know the date. I can almost guarantee you that what you probably did was you made one or maybe a handful of posts where you just said, coming soon, put the date. Opening up soon, put the date. You didn't actually strategize anything. All you did was post several billboard-like announcements of the fact that you're opening soon. But now I want to ask yourself, why would anyone care? I don't care how many times you post that you're opening up soon. I don't care if you haven't strategized and built a content strategy, not only on social media, but off of social media, that allows me as the audience member who has the problem or the need to connect with your brand on a deeper level and actually want to set my alarm for your launch day. I don't care. If you haven't done that, if you haven't built the connection, if you haven't built any type of like excitement or shown me what, like the purpose, what your brand is going to bring, like what value is it going to bring to my life, I do not care about your launch day. So you could scream from the mountaintops all day that you're launching on August 31st, 2023. I don't care. The only thing that will get me to care is me knowing that you are the brand that I've been waiting for. Me knowing that I am heard, I am seen, and I am understood. Me knowing that you are attractive to me as a brand. Your products are going to solve my problems. Your products are going to provide a resource to my need. That is what's going to make me excited for your launch. And that is what's going to make me now see those billboard-like posts and want to set my alarm for when you launch. If you're only doing the billboard posts and telling me your launch date, you're not doing anything at all. You're not doing that at all. Okay? And then I made one more mistake, right? One more mistake. I didn't make many because, I'm still smart, right? But I made one more mistake. The fourth mistake that I made is that I rushed. I did not take the time to build my brand. I did not take the time to connect with my audience. I did not take time at all. I thought of an idea probably in October, and I launched it November 1st. Heck, I think with the accessories boutique, I thought of the idea maybe a week or two before I actually opened up shop. There's no time in between for me to build a solid foundation. There's no time in between for me to build a connection with my audience. There's no time in between at all for me to do that. Not only that, but then when you think about the back end, how could I possibly have gotten inventory that quick? I didn't. I was trying to do some type of when somebody orders, I'll ship it out type of, I guess, drop shipping, not really type of mess. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to have products on hand that I could create content with now, right? But I wasn't thinking like that before. I was just thinking, oh, I'm going to rush and I'm going to do this. And you may think that it's a brave thing to do. You may think that, oh, I'm being ambitious. I said that I'm going to do this and I decided I started and I'm launching next week. No, that's dumb. I hate to break it to you. That is dumb. Unless you have a team of 50 people that are going to be working 10 hours a day, executing things, it's dumb. Even if you had those 50 people, honestly, a week or two is not enough to ramp up your audience. Maybe if you got millions of dollars backing you, it might work. But even when you look at corporations that have huge budgets, look at their rollout. I remember when, the PS5? It came out, 2 years ago or something? I knew about the PS5's release date, 3 or 4 months in advance, maybe even more than that. Andy was saying, oh, I want a PS5 for Christmas. And I was like, a PS what? Like, I thought the PS4 was enough. He already wanted a PS5. And it was like the summer, I think. I don't remember. Y'all could let me know, like how early did the PS5 announcement come out? PlayStation, Sony has money. They could have very much put a lot of money behind that campaign and possibly launched in less than a month if they wanted to. But they know the importance of building anticipation. They know the importance of building hype. They know the importance of building a foundation. They know the importance of connecting with their audience. And they did that. And there are many big brands that do the same time and time again. So it frustrates me when us as small business owners, we think that it's okay to just rush and open up shop. You have missed so many steps when you decide to rush and open up shop. So many crucial steps that are the foundational steps that will help you build a brand that lasts for a lifetime. Okay, so those are the 4 main mistakes when I reflect on it, is that I never profit checked my idea. I had no core purpose. I just wanted to make money. I had no real strategy to get people to my store to buy, and I rushed. I didn't take the time to build a brand or connect with my audience. And I remember that I wanted to show you guys the purpose wheel. So let me show y'all the purpose wheel so y'all can see what I'm talking about when I say that it's important for you to have a core purpose. Let me show y'all what it looks like. This is what the purpose wheel looks like. Okay? You see how the Y is in the center? This is what the purpose wheel looks like. Okay? So how many of you guys are guilty of number 4? Are you rushed? You thought of an idea, you set a date, and the date was literally tomorrow or maybe a few weeks from now. You thought of an idea and the date was a week from now, 2 weeks from now, maybe even next month. I find this is one of the common mistakes that's made, especially within the Ultimate Launch course. When students come into the Ultimate Launch course, some of them are like, yeah, like they'll join, like, for example, round 1 this year started in February. I feel like someone came in there saying that they wanted to launch in March. I laughed and I told them, okay. And 2 weeks into the course, they said, yes, Chanel, I changed my date. I see how much work is going into it now. I see how much strategy you're teaching us about launch. I see how much goes into building a brand. I see how much we have to learn and execute on that you're teaching us. I'm definitely not launching in March. I want to take the time to learn. I want to take the time to execute. I want to take the time to build connection with my audience. Okay? So, y'all are putting me, definitely me, all the things in the chat, facts, good, right? So now let me tell you what shifted from then to now, because my launches don't really fail now at all. I feel like I have like a 98 or 99% success rate. My launches rarely ever fail now. And I wouldn't even consider the ones that don't hit my goals as failures, because I set really high goals for myself now at this point. And even then, I typically have a strategy to recoup whatever I don't make on launch day. So even now, right, I launch new things and you launch new things all the time. A lot of people think that a launch is just a brand new business. No, you launch new collections, you launch new products all the time, whether those products are virtual like mine or whether they're physical like I had. You launch all the time. So having the launch strategy down pat, knowing how to build connection with your audience, knowing the core of your brand, how to build that, and how to use that to bridge the gap between you and your audience, that is core foundational stuff that you need to know. Those are fundamentals, because you're going to use it time and time and time and time and time and time and time again in your business. So the reason I'm able to see success now with my launches 98 or 99.8% of the time is because I went through a shift, right? So when I had that failed launch for Nellyville Boutique, or when I had that failed launch, I'm laughing at the name. And I saw a couple of y'all asking me for the hair from Vanity Hair Affair. I don't got it. I never had it, okay? But what shifted is that I took the time, I slowed down, I reflected on everything I learned through my college career, everything that I had done in all of my marketing and PR and social media internships, everything that I was about to do or currently doing in corporate America, all the big brands that I was working with. I sat down and I said, what is the common theme here? What are they doing when they're releasing new products, new programs, new this, new that? What are they doing? And I realized it was 3 main things, right? 3 main, I want to say, like, factors that contributed to a successful launch. And I like to call it the 3 C's. The first is that I realized that the launches were calculated. The second is that I realized that their launches were communicative. And the third is that I realized that their launches were creative. Anybody want to tell me like what y'all think that means? Like take a second, think about what you think that means. And then let me know in the comments what it is. Let me know. And you're not going to know, so I'm just going to tell you honestly. The 3 C's when it comes to launching, what shifted in my mind is that 1, your launch has to be calculated, right? Sporadic launches, they just don't work. You need to have a premeditated strategy that you execute a minimum of 30 days prior to your launch date. Notice I didn't just say post that you're opening up on a certain day or just post sporadically. It needs to be calculated. Everything that you do within that pre-launch phase needs to be calculated. So calculated that within the Ultimate Launch course, I literally give my students a timeline where they can plug in what their launch date is, and the timeline automatically computes what they need to do and when. I've built this timeline, this interactive timeline that literally says, do this here, do this here, do this here. And they get 2 versions because some of the students, they want to do a 60-day pre-launch, and that's perfectly fine. You could either do 30 or 60 days. And the calculated timeline tells them those dates. And it's specific things. It's not just sharing content. It has to do with email. It has to do with influencers. It has to do with paid promo. It has to do with building your list. There's so many things that go into a launch. It's calculated to a T. I have a timeline that I rinse and repeat. Sometimes I do versions of the timeline depending on what I'm launching or how big my brand is at the moment, because I'm at a point where I don't have to do all the steps on the timeline. But best believe, if I am launching something that is brand spanking new, I'm doing all of them steps. The current product business that I'm working on right now, when it's time to launch that bad boy next year, all of them steps are being executed because it's brand spanking new. So I'm not telling you anything that I wouldn't use myself. The second C is it needs to be communicative. You need to identify and connect with your bullseye and show them that you solve the problem that they have. You want them to be excited come launch day. The only reason I'm excited is because I've built a connection with you. I know that you are giving me value. I know all of those things. I can't know that if you're not being communicative. And then last but not least, the third C is creative. Not only should your business solve a problem, but it should uniquely solve it, and you should have a story behind it. You should also have a unique edge in the market. Once you do a combination of things, like identify your story, identify your unique edge, identify your competitive edge, you're able to know what uniqueness you're actually bringing to the market. So that's calculated, communicative, and creative. And I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure that I don't forget to tell you guys anything. But that is what shifted, right? And using what I picked up on, right, from corporate America, using the fact that I picked up on these 3 C's, calculated, communicative, and creative, I created a 3-phase launch strategy. That 3-phase launch strategy has pre-launch, live and launch, and then post-launch as the 3 phases. Each of those 3 phases serve a specific purpose. Within those phases, it's important that you do a calculated number of things so that way you can see the result that you want to see for your launch, especially post-launch. Some people treat launch strategies as just the day leading up to your launch day. I believe that your launch strategy should be a full quarter. Even after the day you open up shop, you do not stop executing your launch strategies. You keep going for at least 30 days after that. You evaluate what worked, what didn't work, and then you make calculated decisions for your business moving forward. That is why having launching down packed, that is why having building a brand foundation down packed helps. That's why that helps. Okay? That's why that helps. The Found Empress said, I didn't even follow your timeline. I just binged all this time. The timeline isn't on YouTube. It's for the Ultimate Launch Course. Round 1 of 2023 got that timeline that I'm talking about. And round 2 of 2023 is going to get that timeline as well. But last but not least, I want to tell you one other, or actually before I tell you one other shift, I want to tell you what me executing those 3 C's did, right? I didn't plan on sharing this, but I want to share this because I told you about my failed launch, or my failed launches, I should say. And then I had the shift where I started paying attention to what I had learned, what I had been doing for so many years for other big corporations. And I realized the 3 C's, and I created this 3-phase launch strategy that helps you build your brand, launch this brand, and sell your products. And then guess what happened next when I started to execute? When I started to execute on this launch strategy that I had built, my next launch was a success. So I went from having 0 sales and having 20 followers for Vanity Hair Affair when I executed none of this, to having a shoe boutique that had 1,000 followers before I launched, that had, I think it was 1,200 or 1,300 people on my email list before I launched, that made over $1,000 the first launch week, like the first week of launch, that every time I went to a pop-up shop would awe and amaze people. That's what happened when I actually executed. After I made that shift, that's what happened when I actually executed. And to me, $1,000 was a lot back then. And just in case you're like, girl, $1,000 is not a lot. All right, that's cool. But I made that 1,000. I can't say without friends and family because my mom always supports me, but I made that 1,000 with just my mom being the only person I knew that bought from me, and my husband, right? And if we really want to keep it going, right? After my shoe boutiques launch, I used the same strategy over and over for my digital products. I had a digital product make $11,000 in 11 days for a launch. Executed the same strategy, almost to a T. And then I did it again for another virtual products launch, a program this time, and I made $45,000 in less than a week. So it works. Once you do the work, it works. If you keep skipping steps, if you keep making the mistakes that I said that I made, it's not going to work. Yes, you may get some sales on launch day, but you have to remember that in order for you to have longevity, you need to do the fundamental brand building steps. You need to make sure that you understand the strategy behind it all, the strategy behind launches, because you may get a little sale here and there from people that you know, but what's going to happen is 2-3 months down the line, you're going to lose all of those fumes. All of the smoke is going to disappear from those mirrors, and you're going to realize that you actually haven't really built a brand at all. And the brand isn't profitable at all. And you may be watching this, and you may actually be going through this right now. You may be in your 3rd or 4th month in business, and them sales ain't selling like they did when you first opened up shop. And they've been on a slow decline because when you first opened up shop, you were getting a lot of support from people that you knew that were rushing to shop with you and support you. And now they're like, girl, I already did it once. I'm not doing it again. And guess what? Now the real work of finding these customers that are strangers comes in, and you realize that you have no way of finding those people. If that's you right now, I want you to ask yourself, what are you going to do differently? Are you going to actually take the time, relaunch, the right way, or are you going to continue to push forward this brand that you launched incorrectly in the first place and continue to see your sales dwindle? And outside of the money that I'm making with launches now, I have built a profitable brand for myself. I have a brand that my audience recognizes. I have a brand that has a community. I have a brand that people love. I have a brand that's powerful, right? I have a brand that's powerful enough that, like I said, sometimes I don't execute all of those steps on that timeline and I still come out on top. And so you can honestly take your failed launches and turn them into successful ones, but you have to take the right steps. Another thing, and probably the most important thing too, is you have to check your mindset. A lot of you, and actually, I'm probably talking to one person in particular that's watching this right now. You failed once and you gave up. You failed once and you gave up. You opened up shop doing all or most of these mistakes. You failed at your launch and you gave up. The difference between you and me is that even when those launches failed, I kept going. I kept learning. I kept growing. I kept going. I figured it out. I believe that the resources would be brought to me. I also believed in my ability to efficiently execute. I also believed in my ability to figure it out. And I kept going. One thing about being an entrepreneur is if your mindset ain't right, nothing will ever be right. You have to have a strong mindset. You got to be able to cry, dust it off, and keep going. I told y'all that on Saturday, I was crying, venting about all the things I had to do. Some of you would have cried, realized that you had so much to do, it was so overwhelming, and you would have given up. Some of you are watching this right now and haven't launched yet because you realized all the things that you had to do leading up to your launch and you gave up. Some of y'all are watching this right now and have been in maybe not the ultimate launch course, but you've been in my membership or you've been in a class of mine and you know some of the steps that you need to take for the launch. And even those steps that you know, even though those aren't the full picture, you are still overwhelmed by the amount of steps that you need to take. And you have literally punked yourself out of what could potentially be your dream brand, your dream business. What would have happened all the times if I didn't show up because I didn't want to? Or I didn't show up because I was overwhelmed? What would have happened? Today, I didn't feel like coming on here and doing Hustle Talks, but I did it. When I recorded that Shopify video, I didn't feel like doing it. I felt like it was a lot of work. I felt like nothing was really right, but I showed up, I did the work, and look at where it's at today, right? Impacting over 1 million people. Stop giving up before you even really start. Mindset, it got to be strong. The other thing about your mindset is you have to have the mindset to keep going and keep growing. Some of y'all are watching this right now and you think that you know it all. You think that you have nothing else to learn, nothing new to learn. One thing about me, I'm an open book when it comes to learning new things. I have crowned myself the Google queen simply because I will Google the most random questions. It doesn't matter if it's about why that sequin is popping off that pillow like that. I'm Googling because I want to know why. That same energy I put into my business and I invest in myself, into programs, into books, whatever it may be, and I take the time to actually learn. I want to become better. I want to grow. I want to get to whatever my greatest potential level is going to be. I can't do that if I keep punking myself out of going. You got to keep going. You got to keep growing. Stop starting and stopping. Stop getting scared. Stop making the fact of overwhelm scare you out of what could potentially change your life. You have to believe in your ability to efficiently execute even when things seem overwhelming. Another thing is I started doing this mindset meditation thing, right? With Bob Proctor. And one of the things that he says is if it's in your head, it could be in your hand. It's up to you to take the proper steps to take that vision in your head and make it a reality. It's not going to happen if you keep punking yourself out. You have the ability to efficiently execute even when things seem overwhelming, even when things seem confusing, even when things seem tedious. Now, throughout this episode, obviously we're talking about launch. And I have a program called the Ultimate Launch Course. And the funny thing is, when I first designed the program, I only thought about first-time launches or first-time launchers, right? But as I was building out the curriculum and building out just all of the content within the course, I realized this is perfect for people who have failed, to the point where I've even added mindset videos to the beginning of the program to get your mind correct. If you failed, we gonna get that mind correct from the jump. And so many people in round 1 of 2023 came in from failed launches. And it's so cool to see the energy shift now. The fact that they believe in themselves now and they have this full out strategy that they didn't have the first time around. Not only that, but I have someone who came into round 1 and she had a t-shirt business. Her business is no longer a t-shirt business now. Round 1 is ending in a few weeks. And this student has switched from a t-shirt business to another business. And I'm not going to tell y'all what it is because I'm going to cherish her privacy until she's ready to launch. Her launch date is coming soon. She switched to another business. And the reason she did that is she realized that the t-shirt business had no purpose. She realized that the t-shirt business did not pass the profit check. And when we did the work for her to actually go in deeper and figure out what her brand's purpose is and do the profit check and do all the things, she made a switch. And when she told me that business idea, or when she shared it with the group, I should say, because we have a group chat, I was like, oh my God, that is perfect. And just the energy that she has been like going through for the execution of this launch, I could just tell that it's a different excitement within her because now her brand has an inner purpose that she knows is going to impact the world. And she knows that too because she's actually even done focus groups and things with her target audience, and they have shown extreme excitement for this thing. That is what happens when your business passes the profit check. Your target audience, your consumers, your potential customers, they're excited for it before it even opens up shop. They got extremely excited from her mentioning the idea during a focus group. So you may be asking yourself, okay, well, how do I know that I had a failed launch? You know that you have a failed launch if you didn't make any sales like I did. If you know that you went in here with no strategy and maybe you had some luck at the beginning, but now you're seeing your sales dwindle down month 2, month 3. You're not really getting any sales. All the people that really bought from you the first time were just friends and family. You're realizing that you had a failed launch because you did a lot of nothing and you just slapped the date on it and put it out there. And so I want to see how many people that are watching this right now can admit that they had a launch that didn't go so well. If you can admit that you had a launch that didn't go so well, say, I failed, but I'm committed to doing better. Put that in the comments. I failed, but I'm committed to doing better. We should actually put I failed in quotation marks because failure is like inevitable and it's only setting you up for a lesson and a blessing. So let's put I failed, but I'm committed to doing better if you fit the criteria. So if you know that you had no strategy for your launch and you're seeing the effects of that, if you only had people that you knew shop with you, if your sales are dwindling down now that you realize all the people that were family and friends already supported you and they're out of money, they're out of time, they don't want to do nothing with you right now. Put I failed, but I'm committed to doing better in the chat. And trust me, you want to go ahead and put something in the chat because what I'm about to say next is going to be good. What I'm about to say next is going to be good. Okay, so Ava said, I failed, but I'm committed to doing better. Shelly said, I failed, but I'm committed to doing better. Cassie said, I failed, but I'm committed to doing better. Okay. Who else? Because what I'm about to do next is I have maybe 10 to 15 more minutes. And what I want to do next is I want to invite some people up who had failed launches, and I want to help you pinpoint where you went wrong and strategize some next steps. Do y'all want me to do that? But y'all got to be okay with being on camera because I'm going to have you join the live. So would that be helpful to you guys? If I see that it will be helpful to you, I'll do it. If not, I'm going to say my closing word for today's sermon and I'm going to be out. But if you think that it'll be helpful for me to invite some hustle babes up right now on this live, if you had a failed launch, if you think that it'll be beneficial for me to talk through what you did wrong and strategize some next steps with you for about 5-ish minutes each person, let me know. And I'll try to do 2 to 3 people. Let me know. Yes or no? Y'all want me to do that or you want me to close out? Y'all want me to do that or you want me to close out? And while y'all are answering that, basically this is going to be like your own mini coaching session. You got to be okay with being on camera though, because there's no way to turn the camera off. Sorry, I tried to figure it out. There's no way to turn the camera off. And honestly, I don't want to talk to you if you don't want to show me your face. So I see Ava and Cassie said, yes, please. I got to get at least 5 yeses in the chat for me to do this. I got to get at least 5 more yeses in the chat for me to do this. And while y'all figure out your life, I'm going to tell you about something that will change your life, okay? So, y'all see my screen? If everything that I said in today's live resonated with you, you need to be in the Ultimate Launch course. Round 2 opens up this week, and the people who are on the wait list are going to get first dibs. For round 1, I only allowed 15 students in, and then I closed it. Round 2, I was going to keep it at 15, but I decided to be generous because there's over 100 people on the wait list, and I decided to take 25 people this time around. Round 2, they're going to get a new and improved dashboard that's actually hosted on an app so you can learn anywhere on the go. The learning never stops. The execution never stops. But round 2 actually gets an opportunity to join me in Atlanta for a 2-day event all about launching. This 2-day event is going to be so amazing. It is going to be different than your typical conference because you are going to walk away with a direct transformation. And the people who sign up for the Ultimate Launch Course Round 2, they get first dibs on the ticket. We're only accepting a certain amount of tickets for that because we want it to be super intimate. I asked some of my hustle babes months ago if I should do an event. Well, they were asking me for the event. I asked them what type of event it should be, and they voted intimate first. So I decided to give y'all intimate with a transformation, with a little bit of turn up and a little bit of, pizzazz in it. The people within round 2 get the opportunity to get first dibs on that ticket, and their ticket is going to be heavily discounted. So for those that are interested in the Ultimate Launch course, head over to yourultimatelaunch.com, join the wait list, because the people on the wait list, it opens up for them on Wednesday. And once we hit 25, we hit 25. Okay? So head over to your ultimate launch. Okay, let me see what y'all got going on over here. I see a bunch of yeses. Okay, Althea said yes. Shelly said yes. Ray said yes. Nicole said yes. Kitty said yes. Was that 5 more people? I don't even know. All right, so I'll do it. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to put a link in the chat. And if you want to be able to come on live with me and me talk through what you did wrong with your launch and help you strategize for a few minutes, you're going to click this link, and then I'm going to be able to admit you, okay? So you're going to click this link. It's going to walk you through like 3 steps. Please make sure that when you click this link that please make sure that you have me down so that way I don't hear an echo. Okay? And I'm trying to make sure that I got my thing down so I don't hear echo. Let me see. Oh, I don't have my headphones. That's why. Oops. Well, might be a slight echo. Unless I listen to it elsewhere. Okay, so to come on the live, click that link. Make sure that you have the volume down on whatever you're listening to me on. And then I'll be able to admit some of you guys. So I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to come on in. I'm going to ask Andy to bring my headphones. Oh, I see some people are already joining. 1 second, y'all. I got to ask Andy to bring my headphones so that I don't echo. Hello? Hey, hello? Can you bring my headphones, please? Your headphones? Yeah, or my AirPods or something. But my headphones should be in the closet in, I want to say, in one of the black purses, or my AirPods. No, I'm going to be doing some lives. Okay, some of y'all are going to have to call back. I got to get my headphones. Sorry. I'm going to be done in like 15 minutes. I'm only going to do 2 or 3 people. How I cut you off? Oh, okay. I'll hang up then. Bye. Okay. Sorry, y'all. So while Andy brings the headphones, let me see. What questions do you guys have about anything? About the launch course, about your launch, all of the things. Oh, well, don't. Why would you do that? What questions y'all have? Let me set this up really quick. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me, please. Let me connect to my AirPods really quick. All right. I'm in here like swimwear. Okay. I'm about to start admitting people. So call back now. I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put the link and you guys can call back. All right. Let me make sure. Okay. We in here. I can hear. All right. Ava. Ava, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear
Hey.
you. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So walk me through. First, tell me, what is the business that you launched the first time around?
So, I design clothing and I've been doing it for like over a year now, but I just started actually like making clothing I'm like really proud to show. And I
Hmm.
just been having trouble like marketing it and getting customers.
And when did you launch?
I don't know. To be honest, I kind of just been posting.
Okay. So you never really had a set date. You kind of just got online, started posting, and wanted people to buy. Right. So
Yes.
okay, so one of the things that is wrong with that is that you haven't built any anticipation. And so that's one of the things that I talked about tonight. But anticipation, you ever had that feeling like when somebody is about to get you a gift, whether it's for your birthday or just because, and they tell you they're getting you a gift and now all of a sudden you're really jittery about it? You want to
Yeah.
create that same feeling with your audience. And so if they don't have that feeling, it's kind of like they don't really put any urgency or importance behind it. Similar to the reason why I do wait lists for a lot of things is because it gets you excited, it gets you pumped up. And then while you're on the wait list, I'm then pushing out content to you that's relevant to whatever the virtual product or service is that I'm releasing. And then I open up shop. So what I would tell you is you design clothes in like batches or something, like you do collections or you do like one at a time.
I just started doing collections. I was
Mhm.
doing like a piece here, a piece there before. I'm a mess, honestly. Like,
Well, let's start doing collections if you can. Collections don't have to be something super huge. I've had past clients do collections of like 3 or 5 things. So start doing collections, and the next time you launch, treat it like a really big deal. Like I want you to treat it as if it's your first launch. So you may not want to start all the way over, but now create a collection, name this collection, and create a pretty big deal out of it and start building up anticipation for it 30 days out. So you want to do things like BTS of you making the clothing. You want to do things like sharing teasers. So create like really good theatrical type teasers with your I don't know what type of clothing is. I'm gonna say shirts, jackets, sweatpants. I don't know if I'm right. But kind of sort of okay. Well, create some hype videos with those things as well. And then another thing too is use a wait list. A wait list is stronger than people realize because people actually want to hear from you when they join your wait list. And they can join your wait list via email or text. I would say do both if you can. And when they join your wait list, you should have an email campaign that triggers automatically to start going to them, that educates them more on your brand, that talks to them more about what's to come, reminds them of when the collection is going to drop, etc. And then your text message is going to be similar to your email, just a shortened version of that. But that's what I would do because you didn't build anticipation at all. You kind of just slapped it in people's face, and nobody really wants it if it's right in front of them. They want to really feel like it's something worth having because it's not readily available at times.
yeah, my last collection, I did it for like 30 days, and I don't know, like, not everyone who said they wanted to buy bought. I don't know if it was too expensive or what. So
What way did you capture those people though?
it was through like Instagram and my Facebook page, but I don't really have email set up.
Set up your email and capture
Okay.
those people. It's not enough to just get promises on social media because people comment sometimes just to comment. You always want to have an email and or text waitlist sort of type of situation set up. I've seen people who had maybe let's say 150 followers, but they had like 800 people on their email list, and they made their launch sale goal because of that. Because it's like, think of it like they're giving you their information, and for them to give you their precious information of their phone number or their email, they have to be interested in what it is that you have to offer. And especially the way you position your landing page and everything helps with that too. You want to make sure that it's attractive enough that it attracts the actual customer that you want, and it tells them enough information so that they want to join your wait list. And then, like I said, you nurture them once they actually join your wait list, so that way they're reminded all the time of why they joined and when you're actually going to launch that new collection. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to ask me? I think we have like a minute and 30 seconds left, or like a minute maybe.
I guess just like how do you like keep thinking of like content? Cause I feel like when I was posting for that month, I was just like a broken record. Like drop is, June 30th, set
Mm-hmm.
reminder. Like it just seemed very repetitive, posting the same like collection.
Yeah. So what you were doing is you were just announcing your launch over and over. I don't suggest doing that. I suggest having three different types of content. You have hype content. That's the content that's reminding them about your launch, but it's getting them excited. And then you have what's called connection content. That's the content that's going to help them build trust with you. And then you have what's called solution content. That's the content that's going to provide quick wins, but also position your brand as the go to brand for whatever it is that they're shopping for. So you need to make sure that you have the perfect blend of those three things. And then that is when it becomes less repetitive. Then you have a bunch of content ideas that you don't know what to do with. And you have to start then Xing off some that can't make it to the 30 days that you're planning content for before your launch. But yeah, so do a mix of those three types of content for sure. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Ray, can you hear me? Ray, you gotta take yourself off mute. Okay, Ray has. You're here. I was just about to hang up. Ray, hello.
Thanks. You're
Oh,
welcome.
I'm here. I'm trying to mute you on the other one. Okay. Yes, I'm
hey.
here.
How are you?
Hi. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Not how, but what business have you launched in the past that didn't work out?
um, so I braid hair. Can y'all see me? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I braid hair and I launched a line of braiding hair and also basically essentials that you need to braid hair. I have combs, I have clips, I had edge control and braid gel. Um, I think I had detangle brushes and scalp massagers.
Okay. And what happened? How did that launch go? When did you launch and how did it go?
I launched I think it was May 31st of 21. Um, I made a few sales
Mm-hmm.
and then a few more sales like throughout the rest of the year, but like it wasn't like sales, like a sale here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of my clients, well, pretty much all of my clients, I used my hair, so
Mm-hmm.
I just calculated like that into the price. So that really was like my hair sales.
Okay. Got it. And so what did you do during that launch? So you launched quite a bit ago, 2021 May. What did you do for that launch? Did you kind of just because you were doing hair, you just decided to just tell your current clients about it? Is that what you did?
For the most part, I did create a Instagram and a Facebook. Um, I went for like friends that I already had on my personal account, but then I
Mm-hmm.
also like tried to venture out and just um I think I went to like a Houston hair business page and kind of
Mm-hmm.
tried to add them as friends to be my target audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then just telling clients and then family, of course.
Okay. So, yeah, so you kind of made a lot of mistakes. It's good that you created the page and all the things, and that you actually did use the current clients that you had from your hair styling services, because that's a good way. You always want to leverage whatever community you have that's already centered around a similar problem solution. So, when it comes to
Hmm.
launching, though, you want to make sure that you are strategically doing certain things. So it doesn't sound like you actually put out any type of hype content, solution content, or connection content. It doesn't sound like you actually built a full content strategy. It also doesn't sound like you utilized an email list or a text list at all or anything like that. Um, it also doesn't sound like you actually did you do a photo shoot and a video shoot for your launch at all?
No, but I did like I did pictures. Like my biggest issue is like creating content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say that you definitely need to get photos and videos done. Not only that, but you need to utilize the clients that you already have. The fact that you have clients from when you do hair, they can be your models. You can have them create both UGC versus versions of content as well as getting everybody to come together one day and knocking out a bunch of photos and videos and then turning that into multiple versions of content. In addition to that, with the content types that I shared with the last young lady that was on here, intentionally creating content that's hype, solution, and connection content. But you also got to make sure that you do the brand foundational work first, because what it seems like it's possibly a need. You created products based off of what you were seeing from your current clients. I'm just guessing. But it doesn't seem
Mm-hmm.
like you made that need known or that you actually took the time to dive deeper into who these people were. And you have clients at your disposal because they're coming to you and they're getting their hair braided, and the products that you're coming out with are braiding related products. You can use them as a focus group and ask them certain questions about their problems that they're experiencing, their pain points, what they're looking for in said product, etc., and use that information to not only better just your marketing but also better your future product releases too. So it's a lot that you didn't do, girl. It's a lot that you
Okay.
didn't do, and it's a lot that you still need to do. Honestly, you got to execute the whole. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like you got to execute the whole strategy, girl. It's a
Yeah,
lot that
like
you didn't do.
I feel like I mean like I try like different stuff, like even some of the braiders that I follow that have like a large following, like I
Mhm.
would get on live with them and talk about it, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no. And we got to make sure that we're not doing stuff just because we're throwing spaghetti at the wall. We're doing stuff with intention. And that's like what I teach
Hmm.
the students within the ultimate launch course. Everything has intention. So now the students from round one, they're critiquing each other's stuff and being able to use their strategic mind to say, oh, well, this makes sense if you do this because your audience will probably react to this in this way. Like that's how you need to be thinking about your audience. That's how you need to be thinking about your industry, your brand, all the things. You got to make it make sense. And that's how you are able to make strategic decisions from then on. But yeah, I would you got to start from scratch. You got to do the 3 month strategy, or the 3 phase strategy, I should say. And I mean, check out the ultimate launch course if it's something that you feel like will benefit you. I think it is. And yeah, check it out. It's definitely a good course that can help you out and help like hold your hand throughout the way.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, bye.
Bye.
Has this been helpful to you guys? I'm going to do one more. Has this been helpful though? Has me bringing people on been helpful? I'm going to do one more person. So if you want to join the live to ask me your questions and to get feedback, click that link. But has this been helpful? I want to know in the chat. If it's been helpful, I'm going to do one more. If it hasn't been helpful, we're going to put a cherry on top, wrap it up. Or put a bow on top, wrap it up. Has this been helpful? Put a 1 in the chat if this has been helpful. Or put a yes, I should say, in the chat if this has been helpful. All right, I see some yeses in the chat. When I bring this next person on, as I'm bringing the next person on, I want you to start dropping in the chat what your main takeaway is from today. And then we're going to wrap up with some good motivation. We're going to be out of here because I'm hungry, I'm tired, I got a lot of stuff to do, but I'm here. Trying to help y'all. 901 The Beauty Project said, I can't wait to get my coins to join the course. Get your coins together because it opens up this week. And once round two is full, we close it. That's the reason why so many people joined the wait list, because it opened up in February, closed in February. We didn't accept anybody else from February all the way until July. That's 5 whole months. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's going to open up again for a third round in 2023. As of right now, I don't think so. Completely honest with you. So if you are serious about building a strong brand, if you're serious about executing a launch strategy that's going to generate sales, this is the course that you need to join. This is the program that you need to be in. We have a group chat now, so you are supported by the other students. You get feedback from them. If you join and you pay in full, you get live audit and Q&A sessions with me. We do co-working sessions sometimes. You're gonna have like access to a bunch of plug and play templates. A lot of you guys are struggling with content. And the funny thing is, I'm laughing on the inside because the students within the Ultimate Launch course, they get a content calendar that they just plug and play. The same way they get the launch promotional timeline, they plug in their launch date. It tells them when to do certain things, and the program teaches them how to do each and every one of these things, all the way down to making sure that your Klaviyo is synced and connected correctly, setting up your email campaigns. It tells you specifically when to send emails, what to say in those emails. It is chef kiss, okay? And it only gets better. Round two, we have improvements that are coming, and it's just amazing. Like, I wish this was a program that existed when I was launching, because it could have saved me so much headache and saved me so much money when it comes to launching. All right, I'm gonna do one more person. All right. Hey, Casey. Or is it Cassie or Casey? I don't know. I keep
It's
saying it wrong.
Casey.
Okay, Casey. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. So, what was the business you launched, and when did you launch it?
I launched in April on a whim because I joined a pop up shop and I didn't think I was gonna actually get it, and then I did. And so,
Mm-hmm.
but I made um, copper wrapped crystals and copper rings,
Okay.
and I made money that time. But since then, every pop up shop I just wouldn't really make sales.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Okay. So
also
you
want
never really
to
launched. It
shift
sounds
what
like,
I'm.
right? You never launched for real. You just opened up because of the pop up shop. That's what it sounds like. Am I right?
Yeah, and then I just started
Okay.
doing more pop up shops.
Okay. Got it. So you said you got some sales at the pop up shop, and then since then you started the online store after the pop up shop. Do you have an online store?
I started the online store the other day, like a couple weeks ago, not the other day. But um yeah, online sales, I wasn't really focused on it
Mm-hmm.
until, or no, I was procrastinating on it. Um yeah, but now I've kind of run into a rut with my business. So I
Mm-hmm.
have, ooh, yeah. So I have to wait until I get funding for it. But I also wanted to do digital products until then, since I can do that for low cost and do it for myself. So like a planner and a budget book and stuff.
Okay. So before you get into the digital products, what was the purpose behind creating the copper rings and things? Like, what was the driving force behind that?
Because I was doing it for fun at first. So like when I first started making the rings, that's what I was doing all day, and it was fun for me. Um, and I was also learning about crystals and exploring it for myself. And
Mm-hmm.
I got some advice of somebody telling me I work good with my hands, so I took that. And because at first I wanted to sell herbs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. It's gonna be a minute before I sell herbs.
Okay. Okay, so to me, it sounds like we gotta work from scratch and do the profit check. So really ask yourself what problems exist in an industry that you love. So it seems like you got the herbs or herbs, however, tomato.
Yeah.
You got those, and then you have the copper rings, which you ran into a funding issue, and now you're trying to switch to planners. What I want you to do is reflect on like what each of these things like mean to you, but then also deeper than that, think about the problem that you're solving with each of these things if there is one. And so the problem can either be firsthand, secondhand, or third hand. And so firsthand, you experience yourself. Secondhand, someone that you know that's close to you has experienced and they told you about it. Third hand is typically a group of people that you heard or you researched and noticed they're having this particular problem. I want you to do that for each of those three things that you just told me, as well as any of the other ideas that you have in your head. And then once you do that, if it's hard to come up with the answer for any of them, cross it off the list. The one that's the easiest for you to come up with the solution for or the problem for to build out that whole equation, the problem plus your product equals a solution. That's the equation for performing a problem and solution analysis. Whichever one is the easiest for you to come up with for that and makes the most sense, that's possibly the one that you need to go with. I would then follow it up and do research on different sites. I like using Pew Research. That's PEW research.org. I love using Google Trends, Think with Google, and the census, believe it or not, things like that, to then dive deeper into who actually has this problem and how substantial this problem is, to discover whether or not this is going to be a profitable area for me to do business. So the fact that you started the copper rings off of you just liking to do them and somebody giving you a compliment of how well you use your hands, that's great, but that's a hobby. We want to make sure that we have a business that's going to have money coming in, but also that builds a brand that it has longevity. So that's where I would start for you. And I would start there, because even if you were to join the ultimate launch course, well, I mean, it's beneficial, but even if you were to join the ultimate launch course, we would have you do that first. That's within like the first few modules that you would do, because it's so important, it's so crucial. And when I mentioned the young lady who was in round one who switched her entire business, it's because she went through that whole module and she realized that what she was doing wasn't really it. And now she has a business that's going to be amazing. So that's what I would suggest for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So questions about anything? I see some takeaways. Success isn't built overnight. If you plan to fail, you're planning. Oh, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. I need to get back in the e-hustle club. I learned so much. Yes, Shelly, we missed you. This is my first time joining. Can't wait to do the replay. Hey, Kavi. Basically, it's a step-by-step executing to post-launch. 901 Beauty Project was. Were you answering Sung Singer's question for me? So if you're wondering what's the difference between the Ultimate Launch Course and the eHustle Club, the eHustle Club is my membership. It is not geared toward launching specifically. Any level of business, whether you are prepping to launch, whether you're in the stage where you want to grow, or you're in the stage where you want to scale, think of my membership club as a weekly refresher where we do different lessons on different topics, but you also get to do cool things like join me for live action strategy sessions, or you're able to co-work. We read certain books, we do like goal setting together and things like that for the quarter. That's what the membership is for. It's really to maintain what you're already doing and to keep giving yourself refreshers and that boost of adrenaline, as well as that boost of knowledge to keep executing. The Ultimate Launch Course is specifically for people who are launching for the first time or need to relaunch because their first launch failed. And that program is a step by step program. It's curriculum based. You cannot hop to, let's say, lesson 10 before you do lesson 1. It's in a specific order. It's filled with specific templates that are tailored to building a brand, launching, all the things. Whereas the eHustle Club can be a mix of anything at any given moment. So 1 month we may be focused on email marketing for the eHustle Club. One month, we may be focused on, I don't know, social media content or designing a website or, fact checking your business or something like that. Whereas the Ultimate Launch course is specifically tailored to help you launch. And I'll show you really quick what both curriculums look like so you can see for yourself. Song singer. Ava said the link isn't working. Can we still sign up? What link isn't working? What link isn't working? Uh-oh. What link isn't working? All right, so let me show you the quick difference, and then I'm gonna hop off because I am hungry and gotta go. All right, this is what the eHustle Club looks like. Right, this is the eHustle Club. As you see, the last lesson we had was data hacks for business growth. There's a monthly schedule. These are the remaining lessons for July. As you see, it's different. We talked about data hack. We said content co-working. We had a live action strategy session. It's a mix of different things within the club, right? And so it's a mix of different things. So if you look at June, for example, June, we talked a little bit about what makes content good. Well, we're in May for some reason. I guess I clicked the wrong one. But in May, we talked about what makes content good. We talked about Klaviyo. We did a content audit. Like that's the eHustle Club. It's a mix of refreshers for you to continue to execute in your brand and business on a daily basis. It also gives you accountability. There's a group chat, so you're able to like basically network and things like that. Think of it like a membership club. It's like a society. That's what the eHustle Club is. The Ultimate Launch course, on the other hand, is a program that is specific to helping you launch. So these are the modules within the Ultimate Launch course, and each module has a plethora of lessons within them that help you. So module 1, we go through the profit check process to make sure that your products are desirable. Module 2, we develop your unique brand, which we use proven techniques and plug and play templates to build out your target audience. We research them, and then we build out an attractive brand, all the way up to defining your colors, defining what your website and logo should look like, creating brand guidelines, doing the whole thing. We do that in module 2. Module 3 is your social media hype plan. That's where you learn my content conversion system. I also talk to you about all the different types of launch content, as well as how to come up with content pillars, how to put that together into a launch content strategy. And that's where you get the plug and play content template. You then have module 4, where we talk about building your email list. And then you also get guidance on how to set up an email platform called Klaviyo, and also how to set up your pre-launch email campaign. And you get a plug and play template for that as well. Module 5 is then where we talk about amplifying your launch by using advertising, paid promo, influencers, all the things. There's a specific lesson for each thing, even for giveaways. There's a specific lesson on how to strategically execute giveaways based on what works, what I did, what works for my clients. Module 6, we then automate your email marketing. So we set up foundational email campaigns that will work for you even while you sleep. If you ever hear the saying, make money while you sleep, it comes through automation. So we set up some of those things. That way, once you launch, you are good to go. Module 7, we set goals, we strategize, we use my goal setting method and a mix of psychology to make sure that you are setting goals that you are going to crush, and make sure you have the mindset to actually crush those goals. Module 8, we talk more about crushing those business goals. Module 9, you learn how to look at your numbers from your launch, how to audit them, how to analyze them, and what to do for the next year or so for your business based off of how your launch performed. And then module 10, we talk about your money mindset, because if your mindset ain't right, nothing is right. So we do all of that. As you see, it is intentionally built to help you launch and relaunch. That's what the Ultimate Launch course is. The eHustle Club is a support system at any stage of business. The Ultimate Launch course is perfect for people who are launching or relaunching. So did that answer your question? I hope so. Did y'all enjoy tonight? Did y'all enjoy tonight? I don't know if when this replay goes up on YouTube Music, if it's gonna include all of the extra stuff, because this was kind of long. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been on here for 2 hours. Um, was this good though? Let me know in the chat box. Was this good? If it was good, put yes in all caps. I am so excited for next week, episode 7. 7 is my favorite number, and I have my first guest coming to Hustle Talks. The setup is gonna be a little bit different too, so I'm excited. Super excited for that. Super excited for y'all to see who my first guest is, because I had to make my first guest super special. So super excited for that. But yeah, let me know. Was this helpful? Put in the comments yes, all caps, if this was super helpful for you. I hope it was. Hope this was juicy. Hope you learned something new about me, all the things. I will see y'all. Don't forget, mark your calendars. July 31st, 8 p.m. You got to be here live. Okay. I'm going to have my first guest. Okay. And it's a very special, special person. Episode 7. We're about to be lit. Absolutely love you guys. And I'll see y'all next week. Okay. Bye.